Hey, so I wanted to share with you guys some of the titles that I have in my book, which are really cool. So I had this idea to write about parables, and parables are just these short stories where it has different characters in there, and you can identify with some of those characters. So, one thing I'm talking about is a mirage. Do you know what a mirage is? Well, I'll share with you. A mirage is something that appears real or possible, but is not in fact so. Like in Florida, we always see mirages. It's like when I'm riding with my son Jeremiah, he's like, Mommy, there's water up ahead. It's not real, it's a mirage, it's an illusion. So I talk about this woman that is like journeying through the desert, and she's in search for water. And this happens like in real life. Like right now, somebody's in the desert looking for some water. And her life depends on finding that water. And she's like, you know what? Forget it. I'm just going to make my last meal. I'm going to die, and this is it. But right before she attempts to just give up, she sees water off in the distance, but she mistakes it for a mirage. She's like, that's not the real thing. I've seen that before. I mean, she's been like walking through the desert for days. She's seen so many mirages, but when the real thing is right there in front of her eyes, guess what, guys? She doesn't even embrace it. She thinks it's an illusion. How often do we as individuals, we've experienced so many bad things over and over again. And when the real thing is right there, it could be a man that you're about to marry. It could be a child that you're carrying that might not miscarriage. It could be a job that you've been trying to get for so long. It could be you starting your own business or pursuing a hobby, whatever it is. It could be the real thing. It doesn't have to be a mirage. So the purpose in this part of my portion of my book, I want to encourage the readers, that everything in life doesn't always have to be a disappointment. The things that you experience, one of the things I said is that sometimes a mirage will draw us to a certain place in our lives, and when we find out that it is not real, we become disappointed. We don't understand that the experience was only meant to teach us something connected to our purpose. These mirages educate you on how to recognize the real from the fake so that when you encounter them again, you will know the right decision to make. How about it, ladies? The men that come into our lives. And we're like, this is the real thing. This is hubby. This is marriage material. And then we get scarred. We come into a relationship and it's not real. He was only after one thing, whatever the case may be, and we become discouraged. But that experience wasn't to discourage you. It was to teach you how to recognize the real from the fake. So when it comes back around again, you'll know the right decisions to make. It's not a mirage. You can realize that in life that God will bless you with the desires of your heart. You'll realize that the real thing is out there and you just have to keep pursuing it. So I just encourage you. I'm so excited for you guys. Go get my book. It's a lot of good stuff in here. It's going to make you think about the choices that you're making in life. So love you guys. Take care.